Hey everyone, Charles Stevens here with this week's Words of Wisdom. As we continue our series, Relationships That Multiply Influence, today we're going to focus on building trust, one decision at a time. Let me begin with a quote often attributed to author Stephen Covey. Trust is the glue of life. It's the foundational principle that holds all relationships. Few people embodied that truth more than George Washington. When the Revolutionary War ended, Washington had the opportunity to hold on to power. Instead, he voluntarily resigned his military commission and returned home. At a time in history when victorious generals often became kings or dictators, Washington chose service over self. That decision became one of the defining moments of our young nation. But here's what makes it so powerful. That act didn't create trust, it confirmed it. The American people trusted George Washington because his life had consistently reflected integrity, humility, and selfless leadership. His legacy wasn't built by one extraordinary decision. It was built through countless ordinary decisions that demonstrated his character. As we just celebrated 250 years of our nation's history, it's a reminder that the strongest foundations, whether for a country, a family, or an organization, are built on trust. I found the same thing to be true in education. As a principal, one of the things I learned very quickly was that trust isn't something your title gives you. Just because principal was on my office door didn't mean students, teachers, and parents automatically trusted me. Trust was built every day. It was built by being visible and approachable in the hallways instead of staying behind my desk. It was built by following through on what I had promised. It was built by listening before making decisions. And sometimes it was built by admitting when I made a mistake and working to make it right. Those may seem like small decisions, but over time, they established something much bigger. People began to know what to expect. They knew I would be fair. They knew I would be transparent and tell them the truth. They knew I genuinely cared about them. And that's how trust grows. Washington's story reminds us that history-changing moments are often the result of character that has been formed over a lifetime. Jesus expressed that same principle in Luke 16:10. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. Long before Washington made the decision to surrender his commission, he had established a pattern of integrity, humility, and faithful leadership. In the same way, our trustworthiness isn't determined by one big decision. It's revealed by the countless small decisions we make every day. So here's something I'd like for you to reflect on this week. If someone had only your decisions to evaluate, would they see a trustworthy person? Are your words and actions consistent? Do people know they can count on you? Do you keep your commitments even when it's inconvenient? Remember, trust isn't built in a single conversation. It's built on one decision, one promise, one act of integrity, one day at a time. Because when trust grows, relationships deepen. And when relationships deepen, influence multiplies. That's all for this week's Words of Wisdom. Next week, we'll wrap up this series as we focus on multiplying influence through others. Have a great week.